Reframe 10 tips what you think about depression. Simple steps can help you overcome inertia and move forward, even when you're down. Depression can sap your motivation to perform even the simplest of tasks, let alone tackle bigger challenges. Research shows that depressed people have a harder time finding motivation to go to work, go out with friends, even clean the house. Check link in description for great offers. One way to be productive despite depression is to see depression as a habit, says Joseph Luciani, PhD, a psychologist in New York City and the author of Self-Coaching, the powerful program to beat anxiety and depression. Viewing depression as a tendency rather than an illness puts you behind the wheel, so to speak, and may help you change your life. Here are 10 ways to find inspiration to take on daily life. Despite depression. Avoid feeding your depression. Feeding depression creates a snowball effect. For example, if you throw a few crumbs out on your balcony or sidewalk, a few pigeons will show up. If you keep throwing out crumbs, by the end of the week a multitude of pigeons will have flocked to the area. Similarly, depression thrives on doubts, fears, and negative thoughts, which feeds more depression. Learn to identify the negative thoughts and worries that are fueling your depression so you can replace them with positive, more realistic thoughts. Focus on what you're doing. Depression causes you to be absorbed in your own thoughts. To counter this as you go about your daily routine, focus your thoughts on the outside world. For example, when you wash a dish, feel the water on your hands and listen to the dish towel rubbing the plate. By focusing on the outer world with attention, says Luciani, you're really teaching yourself to let go of that inner gerbil wheel where you are spinning depressive thoughts. Live in the moment. Regretting events in the past or fixating on unknown challenges in the future can overwhelm you. Both habits can keep you from being active in the present. Instead, give your full attention to where you are in the present moment. When you open your curtains in the morning, take note of the sunshine streaming in. Don't immediately start worrying about work or other aspects of the day to come. Counter depression with exercise. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, getting regular physical activity can make you less likely to develop depression. Exercising 3 to 5 times weekly for 30 to 60 minutes can provide mental health benefits because exercise is a good way to get out of your head and focus on moment-to-moment sensations, such as your breathing and movements. Savor small successes. Many people with anxiety or depression stop trusting their own judgment. You can learn to take action when you're depressed by developing more trust in your instincts. Strive to make choices, even if that's as simple as choosing whether to buy chocolate or vanilla ice cream. As you gain the confidence to act rather than stew over your decisions, you'll get back in the habit of living your life instead of being absorbed in depression. Do something. Try to stay active, even if that only means doing simple activities. Just getting up and walking outside lifts you out of the inertia of sitting at home indefinitely. Simple successes begin to build confidence, and it's the small successes that begin to encourage more daring attempts later on, Luciani says. Similarly, instead of thinking about taking on the full scope of a large project, focus on just one small piece to get started. Maintain relationships. When people are depressed, they often become isolated and shut off from their friends and family. As you strive to do normal activities while you're depressed, staying socially connected should be part of your efforts. By getting out and being active, you'll be focused on an important goal, and your loved ones can also offer support and encouragement. Avoid perfectionism. You may have heard the saying, perfect is the enemy of the good. It means that if you're focused on doing something flawlessly, you may not ever begin. People with depression often feel as if their actions must be perfect or else they've failed. Not only does this prevent them from getting started, but it can foster continued depression. When you're working on motivation during depression, allow yourself to accept less than perfect results. Check link in description for great offers. Set your messages aside. A common symptom of depression is difficulty concentrating. If a constant flow of emails and phone calls is interrupting your train of thought, you may be diverted from the more important tasks you need to accomplish. If this is a challenge for you, resist the urge to constantly check your email, and allow your phone calls to be handled by voicemail. Set aside several times throughout the day to respond to these messages. Delegate. Although you want to stay active when you have depression, having too much to do can sometimes be overwhelming. When possible, ask coworkers or family members to take on some of your tasks if you have too much on your plate. For example, ask your spouse for help with housework, or get suggestions from your boss on how to tackle a big project at work.